And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, students and traders all around the world. This is Mike, the FX Boss, broadcasting you live on YouTube and on the other streaming platforms. And this is the Professional Forex Trading Course 101, everybody. Happy Tuesday, right? Monday, Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. How is everybody? And today we have a interesting we have, give me a second, there you go. We have an interesting title today, right? It's called the Contrarian Fibonacci and the Rules. Wow. So we're going to start to learn about the Contrarian Fibonacci, right? Never forget, everybody, this stream is not trading or investment advice. We're here to learn. For questions and homeworks, you have my Gmail, and for extra webinars, seminars, courses, mini courses, we have Skype too. Sorry about that. Never forget, this is powered by Dukascopy, and through our partners, you can get the free manual if you want. All right, everybody. Now, let's put up the picture. And there you go. There you go, everybody. So, the Contrarian Fibonacci. Whoa, what is this about? What the heck is the Contrarian Fibonacci, right? So, number one, we use the Contrarian Fibonacci to, number one, trade retracements, which is risky, and to find the capital C, to find the confirmed C of the original Fibonacci. This is the most important thing right now. Trading rules until the sub-D extension of the Contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, you are entering trades with a probability 50-50. So seeing here, everybody, the picture, you know, you have the capital A, capital B, capital C, and then you have the smaller letters, right? You have the AB, you know, and the sub-D extension, if it's still inside the AB boundary, then you're entering the 50-50 probability trades, all right? If you can find the Contrarian Fibonacci with the projected D extension above or below the A, like in here, as you can see, the black sub-D extension, it's above the capital A, then you're entering trades with the probability to 80-85%. When you find the capital C, your stop loss should go 10 to 100 pips above or below the A of the original Fibonacci, and you take profit should go 10 to 100 pips above or below the D of the original Fibonacci. When you find the C, you should check the trend direction from the larger time frame and compare it to the lower time frame. So this is what are called alignments. Remember, alignments. The last thing you need to do is to identify in what zone are the Fibonacci's on the larger time frame compared to the smaller time frame. All right, so things to remember: the higher time frame controls the smaller time frame. The Fibonacci is stronger than the trend line. You want to buy or sell the C and take profit at the D. You find the C using the Contrarian Fibonacci, and we are in extension when the market has found the C and the trend has shifted. The market broke the counter trend break, and the market has crowned. So the best scenario is when all of these things happen together, all right? Boss, this is too complicated. No, it's not. Give me a second. No, it's not. Give me a second. We need to go here. We need to go here. Whoops. No, it's not. Give me a second. NZD USD. Do we have the NZD USD? Wow, talked about the wow NZD USD. Very good, excellent, 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 excellent. All right, everybody, do you have pen and paper ready? Type in the chat. Pen and paper ready, boss. Pen and paper ready. YouTubers, student traders on YouTube, do you have pen and paper? Pen and paper ready, everybody? All right. Give me a second. I need to change the. I need to change. I cannot see, so I need to switch account and give me a second, everybody. All right. Yeah, I need to learn about YouTube. You know, it's changing. You need to. I mean, there are complicated things if you ask me. Changing the landscape, and you need to have an account, and so on and so on. All right, everybody. So this is NZD/USD monthly chart. All right. So first the theory. Okay. Now it's a down Fibonacci. All right. We're going to take an up Fibonacci as an example. All right. So this is the original Fibonacci, everybody. And the original Fibonacci is going to have the A, and then is going to have the B, right? And then the market is going to, so this is the market, right? In any way, so this is A to B. And then the market is going to start to do what? Is going to start to gravitate down a grid. Is going to start to retrace. All right. Now, what we are trying to understand with the Contrarian Fibonacci. Hello, Melissa, how are you? What we're trying to understand with the Contrarian Fibonacci is that based on the Fibonacci theory and based on the Fibonacci statistics, we are trying to understand if I buy the market right now. So here is past support, just an example. Here is past support. And the market's making two higher highs, higher lows. I want to understand in terms of probabilities. Everybody, I'm going to say to you this 100,000 times. Okay, so when we are talking about the probability 80-20 or 50-50, this is not the general trade probability, but it's related to the Fibonacci sequence. All right, don't mix apples with bananas. All right, you can have the Fibonacci, and then you are going to have your super trend, and then you are going to have, so this is the chart, and then you are going to have the super trend, and then you are going to have this indicator, and then you are going to have this indicator, and you are going to say, oh, but you said it's 80% probability. Don't mix your trade. All right, don't mix your trade, don't mix your strategy with the probability of Fibonacci as a tradable pattern. Does this make sense? Where are we? Where are we? We lost the data. There you go. All right, everybody. We are talking about probabilities on the Fibonacci sequence, not your trade in general. You could be using Ichimoku, you know, whatever, stochastic RSI, right? You could be trading news events. Don't mix apples with bananas. Are we clear? We are talking just about the Fibonacci sequence. All right. So talking about the C, now we are at past support and the market's making higher highs, higher lows. With the contrarian Fibonacci, we are trying to understand, is this trade counter trend line breaking here? Is this trade based on the Fibonacci theory a 80% probability trade, or is this trade a 50-50 probability trade? All right. Now, good news. The contrarian Fibonacci is going to obey exactly the same rules, all right? So I'm going to use the vocabulary. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4. Me personally, I'm going to use sub A, right? I'm going to even change color. So I'm going to have my sub A, and then I'm going to clone, and I'm going to edit, and this is going to be the sub B, and I'm going to clone, and then I'm going to have my edit label. I'm going to have my sub C. All right, just to differentiate the original Fibonacci from the contrarian Fibonacci. All right, yeah, there is no right or wrong. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, good news, everybody. The contrarian Fibonacci, talking about charting, applies the same rules, all right? So if this is my original Fibonacci, all right, I'm going to get rid of this one, all right? If that's my original Fibonacci, then my contrarian Fibonacci, just for the sake of visual, I'm going to change the colors, all right? And again, you can get artistic, you know, all right? So there you go. Now, look at the sequence, everybody. And we're going to do something like this, A to B. All right. Now, if the contrarian Fibonacci applies the same rules or obeys the same rules, where should I start charting my sub A? Should I start charting my sub A at the B high? Should I start charting my sub A at the second circle, or should I start charting my sub A at the third circle? And remember, the contrarian Fibonacci is nothing more than a Fibonacci that goes in the opposite direction compared to the original Fibonacci, all right? Yeah, don't complicate too much. If the original Fibonacci is up direction, capital A, B, C, D, then the contrarian Fibonacci logically is going to go down, okay? The contrarian Fibonacci is nothing more than a Fibonacci that goes the opposite direction compared to the original one. So back to the original question, I need to chart my contrarian Fibonacci. I want to figure out, is this C confirmed? If I'm going long on my original Fibonacci, do I have a 50-50 chance of my trade being a winner? Or it's an 80-20? Suresh, my friend, says first. Very good. Suresh, did you manage to open Darwin X0 account? If yes, tell me, because we trade together. Yesterday, Mattia got funded. 2 days ago, Douglas got funded on Darwin X0. 2 weeks ago, Yanis got funded, Vincent got funded. All right, not that difficult. And yes, of course, source is correct. Everybody, our our sub A starts from the first circle. Why? Because the same rules apply, right? Talking about the down Fibonacci sequence, this is the, whoops, give me a second. Talking about the down Fibonacci sequence, this is the first high, this is the highest high, this is the absolute high, this is the starting point of a down Fibonacci. Agreed? Source says, no, I didn't. I will do it. Do it because there are a lot of opportunities in the market right now. Dollar is strong. We are shorting AUD USD, shorting NZD USD, buying USD CHF, shorting euro dollar. We have the Lambert rate, and so on and so on and so on. All right, Douglas made 50% in 1 month, sure. All right, everybody. A little bit of bragging, all right? Can I brag a little bit? A little bit of bragging. Let me brag a little bit. You know? What happens when you trade with me? What happens when you trade with me, everybody? This is what happens. Live account. This is the live account. All right? And here you have profit, $2,500. All right? Let me brag a little bit. What happens when you listen to me and when you trade in my group? Everybody, this is Douglas. He made 50% on his deposit, right? He deposited $5,000, example, and he did this on 13th of February. 13th of February, today it's 19th of March. So in a month, you know, he made 2,500. It's a nice result, right? All right, everybody. So if Douglas can do this, and he is cleaning swimming pools, for God's sakes, all right? So if you're going to trade with me and listen and learn and so on, no, you can do it too, right? If Douglas can do it, you can do it. If Mattia from Slovenia can do it, you can do it. If Yanis from Germany can do it, you can do it too. All right, and so on and so on and so on. So back to class, everybody. This is the sub A. All right, now which one would be the sub B? Would the first circle be the sub B, or would the second circle be the sub B? What's the answer? No, there is no right or wrong. But remember, the contrarian Fibonacci apply, or so that we are using the same rules. Boss, what do you mean? All right, for the student, if an up Fibonacci, the A is the lowest low, the first low, the starting point of something, the absolute low, and the B is the first high as soon as possible after the A, then the contrarian Fibonacci obeys the same rules. So what is the sub A? Sub A is the first high, is the highest high, is the starting point of something. Make sense, everybody? When you're looking at the sequence, when you're looking at price action. All right, so far the B high is the highest high in a down sequence, is the first high of a down sequence. All right, so what circle is the B? The sub B is the first low as soon as possible after the sub A. So is the first circle the correct answer, or is the second circle the correct answer? YouTubers, what do you think? Student traders on YouTube, what do you think? Don't be shy, we are here to learn. By the way, everybody, Douglas is trading the Fibonacci. So for you to join the Fibonacci Mastery and become a master Fibonacci trader, you must learn Fibonacci from the Forex course 101. All right? Boss, can you repeat, please? If you want to become a Fibonacci master and join the Fibonacci Mastery, you must learn the basic Fibonacci concepts from Forex course 101, which is what we are doing right now. All right. Hedge fund trader Melissa, you are learning the Fibonacci. Which one is the sub B? Is the first circle the sub B, or is the second circle the sub B? Suraj, the second. Hedge fund trader Melissa. And everybody else online. Don't worry, I have a 20-second delay on the chat. Suraj says second. The sub B is the first low as soon as possible after the sub A. So is the first circle the first low, or is the second circle the first low? Oh, but it's the C, capital C. Doesn't matter, you need to obey the rules like they are, makes sense? The first circle, everybody, is the correct answer. That's the sub B, makes sense? All right. Now, we have the sub A, we have the sub B. What we're going to do, we are going to spread the contrarian Fibonacci. All right. So I'm going to delete this one, delete this one, delete this one, and we are going to zoom in. All right. There you go. We have the sub A, we have the sub B. As always, the sub C is the highest point inside the sub A, sub B boundary after the sub B before the market hit the appropriate sub D extension. Now, did the market hit the orange level? Yes or no? Student traders on YouTube, did the market hit the orange level? Did this sub C hit the orange level? Yes or no? Suraj said first circle is correct. Yes, it is. Boss, everybody wants to be rich, but nobody is willing to put the work. Oh, I agree. Great sentence. Thank you very much. Everybody wants to be rich and free and millionaire, but not everybody is willing to put the work on and study and chart and make mistakes and study again and make mistakes again until it gets it right. It's so true, so true, so true. The statistic is always the same, right? 10% of people are making the 90% of the money. Still stands, still stands. It still stands. So Solar said yes. Now, if this is the sub C, logically the sub D is down in here, everybody, agreed? Okay. So if this is our capital C, everybody, okay, so we are talking about two patterns, all right? We are going to have, we have the vertical line, the separation line. On the left, you have the original Fibonacci. On the right, you have the contrarian Fibonacci. So, if we enter the market buying the Fibonacci at this C, because we have a counter trend line break at past support, and the market's making hard highs, hard lows, is this a 50-50 trade, everybody? And again, don't mix apples with bananas. This Fibonacci sequence has a probability of 50% of hitting our D extension, or are we entering an 80-20, 80% to 20% trade? Which one is it? Boss, I don't know. Well, fair enough. Let's reread. We are using the contrarian Fibonacci to trade retracements, which is risky, and to find the capital C of the original Fibonacci, which we did, right? Trading rules. Until the sub-D extension of the contrarian Fibonacci is still inside the AB boundary of the original Fibonacci, you are entering trades with a probability 50-50. So if the sub-D extension is still inside the AB boundary, capital AB boundary, capital A, capital B from the original Fibonacci, we are entering a 50-50 trade, correct? All right, everybody? Oh, boss, so it's better to wait. Well, not necessarily, makes sense. What does this mean, everybody? This means that if you buy the market in here, this means that the market can as easily go up and fulfill your D extension, and it can as easily go further down into deeper retracement. Makes sense? It's a 50-50 chance. Makes sense? This doesn't mean that the market is not going to go. Sometimes the market goes up and fulfills the D extension. All right? Now, but let's say that the market pushes down and the market is in here right now. So our capital C is down in here because this is the lowest point inside the capital A, capital B boundary. After the B, this is the C, right? Now, same story. We want to figure out if there is a counter trendline break and the market makes a beautiful bullish engulfing candle, bullish engulfing candle on the daily. We want to figure out, all right, is this entry, talking about probabilities and Fibonacci winning, is this entry a 50-50 trade or is this entry an 80-20 trade, right? So how are we going to do this? We are going to readjust the contrarian Fibonacci. So we're going to zoom in, as always, and the procedure, right? Sub A goes to sub C, right? This is the sub A, and sub B goes down here to sub D, all right? So sub D somewhere up in here. Fibonacci retracement tool, this time on the contrarian, all right? And we are going to readjust again, right? So this is the sub C, agreed? And same Fibonacci rules apply. The sub C hit the orange, so orange goes to orange in the contrarian. So logically, this is our sub D, right? This is our sub D. The market didn't stop at the sub D, it went lower, so this is now our low. Just graphically, this is the sub D right now. And as always, we're going to readjust our contrarian Fibonacci in a downtrend. Sub A goes to sub C, and sub B goes to sub D. Sub B goes to sub D. Fibonacci retracement tool. We're going to do like this. And this is our C right now. All right, so this is our sub C in here, and our sub D is here. If we buy the market right now, based on Fibonacci theory, is this a 50-50% rate, or is this an 80-20% rate? What do you think? Boss, I don't like the contrarian Fibonacci. This is too complex. Don't freak out. We are going to stay on the Fibonacci's for about 3 months. This is our first lesson about the contrarian Fibonacci. Rewatch the recording from Dukascopy Academy. Download the recording from Dukascopy Academy and rewatch it a few times. All right? If Douglas can do it, Douglas is cleaning swimming pools and he's 50 something. If Douglas can do it with the Fibonacci's, believe me, you can do it too. Melissa says correctly, it's still a 50% rate, right? Now, what if the market hit the D extension down in here? So we're going to delete this one for the time being, right? Now that's the C again. So we need to readjust our contrarian Fibonacci for the last time. Sub A goes to sub C, and sub B goes to sub D. Whoops, one more time. Right? So this is now the... Yes, sometimes the sub B equals the capital C, exactly. So one last time we are going to spread the contrarian Fibonacci. All right. Now this is the market making higher highs, higher lows, maybe just an example. The market stopped making something like this. So this is our sub C, and finally down here is our sub D. If we enter buying the original Fibonacci in here, is this a 50-50% rate, or is this an 80-20% rate? Suresh said before it's still 50-50. Yes. What about now? What about the last one? There is no right or wrong, everybody. What do you think? What about now? What about now? What about now? What do you think? What about now? Now this is 80, Melissa 80, very good. So why? What's the logic behind? All of you are correct. This is an 80% trade. This is an 80% probability trade on the Fibonacci. All right. This is not an 80% probability on your trade, which has stochastic RSI, super trend, Ichimoku. But this is an 80% trade based on the Fibonacci. All right. So why? What's the logic? Can you explain, everybody? You are correct, but what's the logic? What's the logic behind? The contrarian D has replaced the A. Exactly, very good. So when we came to this level, everybody, is or the contrarian is going to win, meaning the market is going to hit the sub D extension, meaning is going to break the capital A of the original Fibonacci, or the market is going to reverse and stop you out on the sub A. Make sense, everybody? But between those two, 8 times out of 10, the original Fibonacci is stronger. All right? The Fibonacci, the original Fibonacci is stronger. Why did I say 8 times out of 10? Because it depends how the weekly and the monthly are positioned too. All right? But let's not complicate, everybody. If you can learn today that the original Fibonacci is stronger, all right? So this is why 80% chance that this market is going to go up and it's not going to turn back. Make sense? So this is why we are using the contrarian Fibonacci. All right? Do you like this lesson, everybody? Do you like this knowledge? Do you like this stuff? It's great knowledge, right? All right, now let's go on the chart and see and try to find what is what. All right? So this is the NZD-USD monthly chart. We have the C. All right, everybody? Down in here is the D. Which one is the C? That's the C. So we are trying to figure out if this C is confirmed, yes or not. Agreed, everybody? So I'm going to use the sub A, sub B. I don't need to type 2 times. Sub A, sub B, sub D, sub C. All right, so we are here. Okay, everybody? Sub A, sub B. There you go. Now, when you are going to chart by yourself, when you are charting by yourself, you are going to have an issue to solve. So where should we start our sub A? Should we start our sub A from the below, first circle, or should we start our sub A from the second circle? Where should we start? What do you think? There is no right or wrong. What's the logic? You are looking for a confirmed C, right? That's the capital C. This is the highest point inside the AB boundary after the B. That's the C. You want to find out, you're trying to figure out, is this C confirmed? Yes or not? Boss, what is confirmed? When we say the C is confirmed, or when we say the Fibonacci has a confirmed C, this means that it has an 80% chance of going your way. All right? Melissa said second. Where should we start our sub A? Melissa, if I start charting my contrarian Fibonacci from the second circle, is this going to have any relevance to this C? The first one, exactly, the first one. The first one, everybody. Listen up. If this price action would be like this, so that this would be the C, then yes, you would start your sub A from here. Make sense? You are always starting your sub A, you are always starting your Contrarian Fibonacci, you know, on the C, on the capital C, exactly. So the first circle, so the first circle. Now this one, so this is the sub A, the first one it's on me. Sub B is the first high as soon as possible after the sub A, Fibonacci retracement tool. All right. Everybody, if it bothers you, okay, put a vertical line, separation line, for you to separate, if you want, for you to separate the original Fibonacci from the contrarian, all right? So now I have a separation line, and what I'm interested in is what is happening from the vertical line on the right. I have my sub A, I have my sub B, this is my sub C. Sub C is the lowest point, not necessarily a low, inside the sub A, sub B boundary after the B, before the market hit the sub D extension. The sub C went to orange, logically the sub D, it's at the orange, and as you can see, it made a high, right? So we are going to readjust again. Sub A goes to sub C, and sub B goes to sub D. Sub B, there you go. Fibonacci retracement tool. This time we are readjusting the contrarian Fibonacci. Sub A, sub B. All right. So as you can see, everybody, the market broke our contrarian, right? So we don't have any sub C, and the projected sub D extension is up in here, right? So if you would enter the market shorting NZD USD monthly chart, just an example, or here, or just an example, or here, are those two 50-50% trades, or are those two 80-20? What's the answer? Boss, but the market pushed down. Sure. Sure, this is what I'm trying to tell you. 50-50, it's not bad. Make sense, everybody? Don't get too attached. I mean, nothing wrong, but don't get too attached to 80-20, you know. Oh, I'm going to stay out until there is 80-20. 50-50 is not bad, you know. 50% means that the market has equal chance to move in your direction. Here is an example. You know, do we have a confirmed C? Is our capital C confirmed? is our sub D extension above our capital A? No, it's not, right? No, it's not. Exactly, it's 50-50. Make sense, everybody? So the contrarian Fibonacci, it's extremely valuable in this sense, to measure probabilities and also to trade retracements, right? But as we talked about, retracements are riskier, all right? Maybe not suitable for all traders. All right, everybody, our time is up. I have Forex course 2 in about 10 minutes. See you back tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to continue and we're going to try to find, or even better, everybody, homework. Homework. Boss, I don't like homeworks. Well, do you want to be a millionaire, billionaire, zillionaire? Do you want to be a professional trader? When you understand how the contrarian Fibonacci works, you are going to be extremely happy, everybody, because you are going to understand probabilities. Homework. Find the confirmed C on the weekly chart. All right, everybody? Until tomorrow, I want you to chart the contrarian Fibonacci and figure out, is this C confirmed, yes or no? All right? Until tomorrow, stay strong and chart the Fibonacci like a boss. Because you are the boss of your account.